Hello, I'm Peter Von Essen from Kootenay Outdoor Adventures. I've had a lot of questions lately on how I set up my mock scrapes and some of the success I've had with some of my trail cam pictures and videos. So today we're going to go over that and what to look for and a few little tips here and there. But I'm looking for a new location for one of my mock scrapes. I'm going to be looking for a few things. I'm going to be looking for food, water, and the habitat that's around here. When I figure out my area and I decide whether it's a transition area or whether it's a bedding area, the only thing that's really going to be affected is where I set up my tree stand, or my shooting lanes or my ground blind, depending on my situation and what I'm after. I'm going to try to get my mock scrape as close to this intersection as I can, and hopefully I can maximize the amount of animals that'll come across this. A common question that I get all the time is, when do you set up a mock scrape? It's June right now. I like to have my mock scrape set up a couple months in advance if I'm putting up a new one. This will give the whole summer for them to come in and scent check the whole area. Another thing I like to do is I like to take any other low-hanging branches that are in the area around the same height that might use as licking scrapes. You want them to come and gravitate to the one that you have set up, just to maximize your possibility of capturing that big bull or that big buck in the area. A couple things that you're going to need for your mock scrape: a couple lengths of short rope and a hatchet. That'll just be to cut down whatever kind of branch you have to act as your licking branch. But this year I'm going to try adding one of these drippers. One other tip to increase your success is to try to make everything as natural as possible. If you happen to have a branch that's already going over top of the trail that you want to put a mock scrape on, just use that and tie your licking branch straight down from that instead of using a rope. Unfortunately, in a couple of my areas here, I don't really have that option, so that's where I have to use the rope. It's still very successful, but the more you can keep things natural, the better. If you're out by yourself and you need an easier way to get this way up into a tree if you can't climb it safely, just tie a stick or a rock onto it and chuck it up as high as you can and then pull it down into place. Once you get the rope high enough in your first tree, just tie a little loop, run the other end of the line through there, pull it tight and it'll stay up there. And then we just drag it over to the second tree and then you can set everything up. As you can see here, all I've done is I've gone from the one tree, pulled it across, and I've tied it down low. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to tie my second rope into the middle of it. What this is going to do is it's just going to make it easier for when I tie on the licking branch. The one middle part is already going to be tied on, and I just have to shorten it up and pull the licking branch up to whatever height I want. So I've cut my licking branch here. One thing I'm going to do is not touch the end with my hands, if at all possible. I'm just going to fasten this onto here. I can make adjustments later if I don't like the way that it's positioned. But as for now, we're just going to get it up in the air. One of the other things I want to go over is how high you're going to set that licking branch. I like to put them up about waist high. So if you're looking at about 4 feet, 4.5 feet, by having that licking branch set down low, you're going to have every single doe, calf, fawn, big bucks, big bulls. You're going to have everything capable of putting their orbital glands onto that mock scrape and leaving a scent for every other animal to know, we're all here. Please come and see us. Once you have your licking branch set up, directly below it, you want to clear all the debris, all the grass, kick it, scuff it up, clear everything out of there. When the bucks and bulls come in there, they rub their orbital glands. They're also stirring up the ground below it, so it's a visual thing as well. And what you'll find is the animals will be drawn to it as well just by seeing that it's active. If it's not being rubbed on or anything, you're not going to see any areas that are scuffed up on the ground, even when you're walking through the bush and you happen to find one. Once you got the ground all cleared out, scuffed up underneath your mock scrape, now it's time to set up that dripper. That dripper is going to drip all that scent right into all that scuffed up ground, so that ground is really going to hold all those smells. That's going to attract a lot of animals. They're going to want to put their scent there too. If you do decide to put scent up on your mock scrape, make sure you change them accordingly. Don't be putting doe in heat when you know the whitetails aren't in heat. This will confuse the situation and the animals will just kind of figure out that there's something off with the area. The other thing you're going to want to do ahead of time is you're going to want to cut all your shooting lanes that you plan on having for hunting season. The younger bucks and bulls may not notice as much, but the mature bulls and the mature bucks, they'll definitely notice change in their area here. They seem just to know if any stick or branch is out of place. So cut those a month or two in advance, if at all possible, and it'll just increase your chances of harvesting that animal. It's nice once you have your area for your mock scrape, you can find a shooting tree from. Maybe 20, 30, 40 yards away, whatever you feel is a good distance. The animals are going to be used to your surroundings, and you're going to be able to climb that tree and they're not even going to suspect that you're there. Your scent is going to be up in the air, which will just give you a better chance of harvesting your animal. Mock scrapes are definitely one of the most underused tools that you can add to your arsenal. Try it. It doesn't take long to set them up. And once you start using them and you find an area that they start hitting it, you'll never stop using them. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button. And if there's anything I've missed, let me know in the comments below.